Well, you may have guessed. That's why I went to CSEC earlier. So we now, for the first time, have access to additional party members. So we have this screen in front of us here where we get to select who our party members are, because even if we recruit more people into our group, we can only ever have 3 people in our group at any one given point in time. One of which is, of course, Commander Shepard, and the other 2 we get to select. So we could have Ashley, and you'll see these bars below their names are indications of their abilities with regard to biotics, tech, and combat. So we were talking about how when we were selecting our character, that the classes are some combination of those 3 skills. So take Ashley, for example, as a soldier, is 100% combat, whereas Caden here is a hybrid between biotic and tech abilities. That means he's a sentinel, whereas Garrus, who we just met and is now looking to join the group, is a mixture of combat and tech, which means that he is an infiltrator. So I'm thinking that because Caden has basically all the same skills that we have, there's not a ton of reasons to have Caden along with us here. So I'm thinking we probably drop him and instead go with Ashley and Garrus. And that means we are definitely more combat oriented with this team. And the only biotic strength is coming from us in that case. And then Garrus and we are providing the tech. So I think it's a little more well balanced. Let's try this out. Okay, and so that means that bye-bye to Caden. He is no longer with us. We now have Garrus accompanying us.
If you feel lucky, we should visit the casino over in Flux.
That is an area that we've not yet checked out. We can also restock our metagel here, but I'm pretty sure we've not used any. We can also potentially talk to Dr. Michelle.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from Fist's thugs, Commander. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't been there.
Personal question.
How did you end up here on the Citadel?
My parents brought me here when I was young. My father was a medic with the Alliance. I chose to keep the medical tradition alive, but not the military. Fixing up wounded soldiers isn't my idea of fun.
Okay, so different from Dr. Chakwas in that way. We could use some supplies here, though.
Let me take a look at what you have for sale.
Of course.
And for her, let's see. We have a first aid interface that we could purchase. These are all armor upgrades. That's the only thing she sells here. And these are the ones that give us the life regeneration, which is kind of nice, because again, most characters by default do not have any life regeneration, and only with this upgrade can you do that. And so it's the best way to avoid having to spend metagels all over the place. So it is kind of useful. Then again, you know, I'm not necessarily sure that we need to buy these right now. And of course, the higher level ones, like the Medical Exoskeleton 8, is far, far out of our price range. So, in that case, why don't we carry on here? And one thing I should mention, given how we were just looking at the squad selection screen, is there's a little bit of a quirky thing with Mass Effect 1 specifically, and that is that there are some achievements that are specifically tied to completing missions with your specific squad mates. And by that I mean, as we find another keeper here to check, by that I mean that there are achievements for completing a certain number of missions with a given squad mate, and the number that you have to reach is quite high. It is basically more or less an achievement that is tied to playing the vast majority of the game with that specific character. And while, you know, you may say, all right, Lids, I don't really care about the achievements. Fine, that may be. However, at least in the original Mass Effect 1, and I don't know if they've changed this for the Legendary Edition or not, but in the original Mass Effect 1, you actually got some increased capabilities, some increased combat capabilities for those achievements. And they're somewhat tied to the abilities that those party mates have. So, you know, like, say, for example, Ashley as a soldier might be more directly line of fire type of abilities, whereas engineers might have more things to help you with your tech abilities, and biotic party members help you with your biotic abilities.
Huh, just look at that ship. You'd have to be stupid to mess with that.
Very true. She's got almost as much firepower as the rest of the Asari fleet combined.
Hopefully, she'll never need to use it.
You're referring to the Destiny Ascension, which is the biggest ship, the one that we were commenting on as we were flying into the Citadel. So, this is approaching the area where we were before. The market's over here, where we were expecting to run into Shorbin, but I'm not sure we want to do that right now. This is actually a new section. This right here is going to be Flux, which admittedly is a part of the Citadel that in my first Mass Effect playthrough, I did not realize existed for a very, very long time. I was probably like 80% of the way through the game before I realized this place existed. It's kind of just in this remote corner. And, in many ways...
You should be careful when you say that.
Hmm?
What? Everyone knows Fist isn't with the local criminals.
Oh?
Maybe, but I wouldn't go shouting it from the mountaintops.
Yeah, unless you want to end up on his hit list.
Yes, I heard he actually buried some corpses under the stage at Cora's Den.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Yes, and it might explain the stench in that place.
Alright, some rumors about Fist.
It's out of my hands, Rita. I'd bring her back in a second, but she doesn't want to come.
I know. I'll see if I can talk some sense into her next time I see her.
Be careful. You know how stubborn your sister can be. The more you push and prod, the more she'll run away.
Yeah, you're probably right. Thanks, Dora.
What's going on here?
Sorry, I'm kind of busy right now. So, what can I do for you?
You got problems?
What were you discussing with the Volus?
Who, Doran? Oh, I was just asking him about my sister. Say she worked for Doran before she left to... Ugh, sorry. I don't want to bore you with my problems.
No, it's okay. Go on.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Well, okay. My sister Jenna left here to go work at Cora's Den. The problem is, she's working as an informant for CSEC. You know, eavesdropping on the people there.
Oh?
If they find out what she's doing, they'll kill her.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous.
Being an informant is a dangerous job.
That's what I've been telling her. I don't know. Sometimes I think she stays there just to spite me.
Have you talked to CSEC about the risks that she's taken? Is she safe now?
You know who her contact at CSEC is?
No, it's all very secret. Last time I asked an officer, he told me to stay out of it, for Jenna's safety.
Alright, maybe we'll see if we have the chance to talk to her later then.
Maybe I can help her understand just how dangerous Cora's Den is.
Would you? That'd be great. Just don't tell her I sent you. Well, I should get back to work before I get in trouble.
Okay.
Thanks.
So that is another side quest that we just picked up here. Rita's sister. You spoke with Rita, a waitress at Flux. She's concerned for her sister, who's working undercover for CSEC. Rita thinks her sister, Jenna, is in over her head, but she can't convince her to stop. We chat with Doran.
Welcome to Flux. Name's Doran. What can I do for you?
Can you tell us a bit about this place?
Is this a casino?
Among other things, yes. We've got some quasar stations, if you're interested.
Haven't heard of it, but, do you own this place?
Are you the owner?
Owner, cook, and bartender. I've even been known to dance a little when the mood strikes. We've got some quasar stations, if you're interested.
It does really seem like you were trying to push the quasar.
What can you tell me about the sisters working for you?
Well, Jenna left to work at Cora's Den. Now her sister Rita is all worried she might be in some kind of trouble. Not much chance Jenna will change her mind, though. She's a stubborn one. If she wanted to come back, I'd take her in a second. The customers loved her.
Okay, I mean, that might be helpful to know that in theory, you're still welcome back here.
I should be going.
Enjoy your time here at Flux.
Okay. So, mostly just wanted to stop by here because we can.
Hey, good to see another human in here.
I guess. More patrons as well. Just chill with the people who are... Oh! Actually breaking out the moves there? Perhaps. Perhaps not.
I'm waiting for someone else.
Oh? Are you now? So we've got Quasar here, which is the casino-oriented game of this establishment. So it's 20 credits to play, and it's basically like 21, and that trying to get the closest to 20 without going over. And depending on how close you get, you either break even if you get up to 17. If you get lower than that, then you end up losing credits. If you go any closer than 17, then you gain credits, and if you go over 20, then you fail, and you get nothing. So that's the idea behind it. And so you got low stakes, where there's just a lower value for it. Then you got got to be medium around here somewhere. I forget if there's medium, actually. Or it might just go straight to high stakes. But so there's also Keeper here. Scan you real quick. But there's also a suspicious gambling machine.
Someone rigged this machine to funnel credits their way. I'll run a trace.
Strange. Very strange.
Place is busier than usual.
Okay. Let's head on out. I don't think there's much for us to do here just yet.
But it's just not the same as back home.
Mostly just wanted to acknowledge that this place exists. And, well, like I said, when I first played Mass Effect, it took me a very long time to realize that that place even existed at all. Okay. So now that we are in a different section of the area, remind me where this leads us. To a series of elevators. This one leading to the Presidium. This one leading to... not the Presidium. Instead, this actually, I believe, will lead us back to Cora's Den. We are to go through this way. But I'm not really sure we want to be going there now. I mean, we did hear about Jenna, yes, who is at Cora's Den. Do we have someone who's... oh, well, Garrus obviously is leveled up. Actually, we have as well. So, let's see. At this stage, oh, we can, in fact, unlock Lift. Okay, so I very much want to do that. So let's make it happen here, because Lift lifts everything within 4 meters of the target into the air, rendering enemies immobile and unable to attack. Drops them when it expires. So it lasts for 6 seconds, and it does have a very long recharge time. But, what it does is it is extremely good crowd control. So, that is why I am very keen on us picking up that ability. Then Ashley has a couple more points here. For you, we were saying we wanted to try to get you up to immunity, and you can't get there yet, but you can get close. So maybe we'll take these 2 abilities here. And then as for Garrus, like I was saying, he is an infiltrator, technically speaking, meaning that he'll have a combination of abilities with his weapons and also some more tech-oriented things. Now, we have some of the tech stuff covered, so we may not need for him to go too heavy into decryption and dampening, and may instead opt to have him focus on the assault rifles here and get things like overkill, and then later unlock the sniper rifle abilities. So I think we try that, and let's just double check. Like, this is damage and accuracy. And electronics will also give him increased shield, so actually defensively that's a solid option. Well, let's have Garrus be a little bit of a glass cannon force, at least at the moment, and Ashley can be more of our tank. So let's see, at this level you will unlock sniper rifles. I think is something we'd probably like to have you do. You can be perhaps our ranged expert, because I do think that is something that Garrus is quite good at doing, but also getting advanced overkill, an improved version of this. Let's see. So, goes from 80% less heat and 50% more damage to... Where'd you go? 90% less heat and 75% more damage. I think it's the same duration, right? 6 seconds either way. Yeah. So we actually can't go all the way there yet. We need to get a little bit higher up before we're allowed to go further in that direction. But we could start going a little bit in sniper rifles, and then assassination. Once we are allowed to go that route, we, again, can't quite make it there just yet. That's grayed out at the moment. But that will give us a ton of damage for using sniper rifles. And so that would be quite nice, I think, to be able to have Garrus do both of those things. In the meantime, I mean, I don't love having a bunch of people loading up on first aid, because I don't think that really stacks between different people. But unlocking electronics and overload could be useful. I mean, we have it too, but just giving him the ability to have some shields could be kind of helpful. As for right now, let's focus on weapon damage, though. Going tactical armor as well. And give you, let's see, the ability to boost your shields, and the ability to equip medium armor, which at the moment you're not able to do, but I'm thinking probably will be something we're going to want to have you do in the future. So let's head down in that direction then. Okay. And one thing we haven't done yet, but is an option, is you can toggle people's helmets on and off if you want to have them walking around with their helmets on. For the most part, I think I prefer to have them off. There are going to be times when, you know, we're out in the middle of nowhere, then by default we're going to have the helmets on, so I think for the most part it's going to end up happening if we want it to. Or it's going to end up happening either way. Okay, so here is Cora's Den. So if we wanted to chat with Jenna, then we could. But I think I would prefer to meet up with Wrex here. He is a Krogan bounty hunter and is being questioned at CSEC Academy. You can meet him there if you wish to speak to him. And I think we do. Because if we look at our journal here, or actually not our journal, if we look at our codex here, I'm wondering if we perhaps have an entry on Krogan.
The Elcor,
we do.
The Krogan evolved in a hostile and vicious environment. Until the invention of gunpowder weapons, eaten by predators was still the #1 cause of Krogan fatalities. Afterwards, it was death by gunshot. When the Solarians discovered them, the Krogan were a brutal, primitive species, struggling to survive a self-inflicted nuclear winter. The Solarians culturally uplifted them, teaching them to use and build modern technology, so they could serve as soldiers in the Rachni War. Liberated from the harsh conditions of their homeworld, the quick-breeding Krogan experienced an unprecedented population explosion. They began to colonize nearby worlds, even though these worlds were already inhabited. The Krogan rebellions lasted nearly a century, only ending when the Turians unleashed the Genophage, a Solarian-developed bioweapon that crushed all Krogan resistance. The Genophage makes only 1 in 1,000 pregnancies viable, and today the Krogan are a slowly dying breed. Understandably, the Krogan harbor a grudge against all other species, especially the Turians.
So, very strong from a military standpoint, and once they got liberated from their harsh planet, they proliferated like crazy, and after that, people got concerned because they were colonizing places that were already colonized, or in other words, fighting people who were already inhabiting those areas. And for that reason, they being Solarians and the Turians, unleashed a bioweapon on them that prevents them from reproducing, or at least makes it very unlikely for them to be able to reproduce. And so, like the entry says, they are in many ways a dying breed. And so they are quite unhappy with other species. We also heard mention of the Quarians, and this is the species of person, or just generally the species that we heard of the individual that we are hunting down, who may have some information that is linking the Geth to Saren. That is currently the connection.
Driven from their home system by the Geth nearly 3 centuries ago, most Quarians now live aboard the migrant fleet, a flotilla of 50,000 vessels ranging in size from passenger shuttles to mobile space stations. Home to 17 million Quarians, the flotilla understandably has scarce resources. Because of this, each Quarian must go on a rite of passage known as the pilgrimage when they come of age. They leave the fleet and only return once they have found something of value they can bring back to their people. Other species tend to look down on the Quarians for creating the Geth, and for the negative impact their fleet has when it enters a system. This has led to many myths and rumors about the Quarians, including the belief that underneath their clothes and breathing masks, they are actually cybernetic creatures, a combination of organic and synthetic parts.
Okay. Interesting. So, let's actually head back to CSEC here and see if we can find this Wrex guy. I forget if that's technically the wards. It is technically the wards, okay. Let's head over there. And I think this is our guy.
Witnesses saw you making threats in Fist's bar. Stay away from him.
I don't take orders from you.
This is your only warning, Wrex.
You should warn Fist.
His face.
Kill him.
You want me to arrest you?
I want you to try.
Go on. Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
See, my name's Commander Shepard.
My name's Shepard. I'm going after Fist. Thought you might want to come along.
Shepard. Commander Shepard. I've heard a lot about you. We're both warriors, Shepard. Out of respect, I'll give you a fair warning. I'm going to kill Fist.
Fist knows you're coming. We'll have a better chance if we all work together.
My people have a saying. Seek the enemy of your enemy, and you will find a friend.
Alright, I suppose you're saying that we are now friends. In which case, welcome
Glad to
aboard.
have you on the team, Wrex.
Let's go. I hate to keep Fist waiting.
Okay, and the reason why I wanted to come here earlier and get Wrex as quickly as possible is because he is in fact another teammate for us. So, he is a Vanguard, which means that he is the combo between biotic abilities and combat abilities. So, like I was saying, because there are those achievements that technically reward you by giving you additional power by using the same party members most of the time, does mean that we want to be fairly definitive in who we opt to go with and stick with them for much of the game. There's some leeway, yes, and, we don't need to get those achievements by any means, but it would be nice to make that happen. And so, just trying to think here about what our long-term team composition might end up being. Because like I said, I think Caden doesn't make a lot of sense because he is basically not a carbon copy, but very similar to us. Ashley certainly makes more sense covering for our weaknesses in that we don't have any combat abilities, whereas she's all-out combat, so that does work a bit. But Wrex and Garrus, actually when combined with us, does perfectly balance things out like that. I feel like, especially given how they are our two most recent acquisitions, why don't we go with them for now? And now that we have Wrex, let's take a moment here, take a look at what his skills are, and get a very close headshot on him. So, he does have some combat-based abilities for assault rifles, so we'll see again the overkill skill here. And then if we level that up to this rank here, then we unlock shotgun. So the difference, at least from a combat standpoint, between Garrus and Wrex is that Garrus tends to be more so the long-range expert, having the assault rifles and the sniper rifles, whereas Wrex is more so the close-range expert, relying on the assault rifles and the shotguns. So that's, I would think, a decent combo in that case to have those two together. And if we're looking at him, the other options we have are Warp, which is now one of his biotic abilities. It inflicts 6 damage to the target every second and lowers the target's damage protection by 50%. So it's a little bit of damage and a strong debuff. So this is a nifty option to have. And, of course, as you go further down, you can level up and make it stronger. But also, later on, we can unlock Throw, which is one of the abilities that we have, which is useful for crowd control. And if you can manage to actually throw someone into, say, a wall, you can deal a decent amount of damage to them. Also has Barrier, which gives him additional shields. Although, attacks that bypass shields, which radiation damage and toxic damage, those can make that happen. We'll go through it. But otherwise, does make him potentially quite tanky. And then Stasis can help him lock people down, making them unable to move or attack. But also immune to damage unless, I think... does the last level let you do that? No, I suppose not. And then Krogan Battlemaster, this is really interesting. It gives him a ton, I mean a ton of life regeneration. 3 per second is quite quick, and then as you level it up, of course, that goes up. So, again, that is helpful, so that you don't have to constantly be spamming those meta gels whenever people get hurt. So I do like that. And then we can also get him to equip heavy armor by going down this route and give him immunity as well, so additional tankiness. So I think on Wrex, I think we'd like to get the Warp. Not too concerned about the Throw, because we can do that. The combat armor, having him be a little bit tankier could be helpful, because like I said, he's probably going to be someone who's getting up close and personal with the shotguns fairly often. And, Barrier and Stasis, I'm a little more on the fence about with him, and Battlemaster, at least getting a little bit, would certainly be nice. So I'm going to throw 1 point in Battlemaster just to give him that life regeneration a bit. And, let's see, do we have enough points to already go to heavy armor? We might even. We can get shield boost here. We can unlock fitness. And we can get immunity. Okay, and I do really like immunity. So I think we take this. I think that might be higher priority than actually going all the way up to the heavy armor, although do we have just enough? We actually do have just enough. Let's do that. That's probably as far as we'll end up going down the combat armor route. Probably will try to go further down immunity, though. And Warp, that may... I think these two are going to be our next highest priorities. Garrus, we've got you fully leveled up. Same with us. Okay, we're all set there. We can also, of course, give them equipment, and we were focusing a lot earlier on gearing up for Ashley and Caden, but these two are currently just dealing with their default weapons, which are not very good. So we can upgrade the assault rifle here for either Garrus or Wrex, although we only have one assault rifle that is clearly better than what they have going on right now. Don't remember, we definitely did not put any assault rifle abilities on yet for Wrex. I think we did for Garrus, so I think we prioritized getting a better weapon for Garrus in that case. And, let's see, we can give you a heat sink for additional heat absorption, so this means that he can fire more before his weapon actually overloads. I think that's not a bad idea, especially for an assault rifle. So let's use that. And then for your sniper rifle, that's the other thing that's potentially important for you. Although, I'm not sure we've gotten there just yet. So maybe we save... I mean, there's not really anything we can do to upgrade it. That's the same weapon you currently have equipped. For Wrex, though, for you, eventually the shotguns will be relevant. And so maybe we just give you something that's one of the tier 2 options here. And take your pick if you prioritize going all-out damage or the heatsink capacity. A little bit of a damage upgrade as well. I think this one is... I think that one's better. Let's go for this. And then do we have anything we can do to upgrade this? Nothing on the weapons side of things, but for ammo, giving Hammerhead rounds means that it'll give him weapons force, which is like basically knocking people back with your shotgun, which I think is good on a shotgun. Let's stick with that. Actually, did we have any weapon upgrades for the assault rifles? We did the armor, but, or rather, we did the ammo, I should say. Did we have anything? Actually, no, we did go with the heatsink, which was, the weapon, not the ammo. Okay. I think that's fine, given what we have here. Okay. So now that we have acquired Wrex, let's take a look at what comes next. So we need to take down Fist, who's a crime lord hiding out in a bar called Cora's Den. So we'll be heading back there soon. He's meeting with a Quarian who has proof Saren is working with the Geth. Okay. Let us check that out then. So we can fast travel there, and we may opt to do that because we've been doing a decent amount of exploration early on here. We've certainly spent a decent amount of time in around Cora's Den specifically. So why don't we head over there? Okay, it is also the Gentleman's Club of the Wards, in case that wasn't clear previously when we were stopping by. And the last time we went over here, it was, of course, guarded by some of Saren's men, and we heard that Fist is working with Saren, and so for that reason, might see something similar go down here. Well, we'll see. Let's maybe prepare ourselves. Well, actually, this is the, that's the other way. That is the markets where we were talking to Torben, or at least planning to. This is Cora's Den here. No sign of enemies at the moment.
Looks like it's shut down.
Fist knows we're coming.
But I see the red dots now. Yup. He's got some friends. This is a shotgun that is not really going to help us here. Let's throw you against the wall real quick. Garrus is... Okay, he's moving in pretty aggressively. This is an assault rifle, which is also not what we're looking to have here. Oh, nope. I meant to do that. There we go. Just manually switch. What? Nope. Thought I manually switched. Oh, I switched for Garrus. No, Garrus should be on an assault rifle. Wrex, why don't you go assault rifle as well here, because we're relatively far away from them. I want to be on the pistol. Okay, that person's down. I can't tell where that person actually is. Oh, there's a guy right there. Okay, thank you, whoever that was who was shooting him. So there's tons of people here. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of just ignoring cover at the moment. There is a Krogan bouncer, and he's potentially quite dangerous. He's down here. We just got thrown to the ground, actually. This guy is causing some trouble. Okay, so despite what was a little bit messy, the confrontation there, it still appears as though everyone is unharmed at the moment, so that's a good sign. Oh, but there are more dudes here. Can I get you from here? Yeah. Still one more in that area. In theory. There we go. Okay. This was an explosive container that we could have had. We could have shot to blow up on those guys, but those guys weren't too much of a problem. Alright, warehouse worker. What's the deal?
Stop right there. Don't come any closer. Warehouse workers? All the real guards must be dead.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
Yes, this is another one of those charm opportunities where these guys, they aren't really, you know, I'd hesitate to use the word soldiers, bandits, so to speak, or at least not, they aren't fighters. So, for that reason, perhaps best to save yourselves. I mean, then again, like, anybody pointing a gun at your face is still certainly a threat, regardless of what their training with that weapon is. But, perhaps best if you guys just walk away here.
This would be a good time to find somewhere else to work.
Yeah, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I never liked Fist anyway.
Alright.
It would have been quicker to just kill them.
Shooting people isn't always the answer.
Isn't always the answer. And as you can see there, we got a little bit of Paragon points for doing that. We can go through there, but I'd like to say... get this first. Let's begin the manual override. And looking for the opportunity to go through this spot here, and I see it now. Okay, and some decent stuff here. Actually, this might be our first rank 3 weapon. Also, decent pistol, decent shotgun. Let's take them all. And let's just take a second here. That might be a better pistol for us. No, it is definitely not. Ours is better. But for Wrex on the shotgun, this is rank 3. It is lower damage slightly. Definitely lower heatsink capacity. But slightly better accuracy rating. I think what we're seeing here is that the scimitar from Elkos Combine. I think Elkos Combine is sort of one level more prestigious than Alanis Risk Control. And that's why, even though we're looking at a rank 3 versus a rank 2, this one is still arguably better, but potentially worth selling for a decent amount, nonetheless.
C-Sec always turned a blind eye to what went on in here. I think Fist was paying someone off.
Okay.
Fist had a good thing going here. Too bad he got greedy.
Interesting perspectives there. Garrus more talking about abiding by the rules, and Wrex more saying, no, it seems like he had the right idea. Okay, if we can save here, I think we perhaps should. Now, let's just make sure that we are still armed and ready to go, because something tells me Fist is not going to go out without a fight here. There we go. Always the last weapon we choose. I think we're perhaps looking at going in closer range here, so maybe shotgun makes a little bit more sense for Wrex in this situation. Because that's Fist. Throw him down here real quick. Oh, he did not care. He did not care at all. Is he a Prince? He does a Prince, doesn't he? My shield is down as well. Garrus is getting a little bit hurt here. Oh, he has a drone. Turret. Okay, turret down. He's healing back a little bit. That turret is shooting us right now.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Smart move, yes.
Where's the Quarian?
She's not here. I don't know where she is. That's the truth.
He's no use to you now. Let me kill him.
Wait. I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her.
What?
The Quarian isn't here. Said you'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Face to face? Impossible. Even I was hired through an agent.
I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where to find her.
Shadow Broker, ever.
That's contradictory, if ever I heard a contradictory statement.
But she didn't know that. I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Oh, so yeah, you set her up for an ambush. Sounds like we need to rescue her right about now.
Give me the location. Now.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Oh. Okay, Wrex.
What are you doing?
The Shadow Broker paid me to kill him. I don't leave jobs half done.
I mean, he had surrendered.
We don't shoot unarmed prisoners.
How many people died because of him? He brought this on himself. Besides, we have more pressing concerns.
That Quarian's dead if we don't go now.
Yep. So, speaking of which,
There's very little serious crime in this armor.
let's just override this real quick. But after we do that, we are definitely going to want to chase after said Quarian. Okay, actually, decent stuff here. High caliber barrel, which is a weapon upgrade, and a recoil dampener, also a weapon upgrade. Anything else here? No, and we have 4 minutes to save that Quarian, so let's get moving. And, well, not going to be the most straightforward of things, because we got to... Oh, again, I switched over again. For some reason, I always think that this is us, but it is not. That is Garrus. Garrus should have his assault rifle, and we got some friends. And by friends, I mean more adversaries. I would have liked to have gotten you out of the way. Okay, One down. There are a lot of people here. No, you're here. Okay, we actually leveled up. This dude just wants to hide behind cover, which is annoying. Guess what? I can hit you from here. And we got this thug. Has a shotgun, so maybe not the best place to be standing right next to him like that, but let's keep moving here. We gotta find the Quarian before Saren's men get to her. So Garrus got a little bit hurt. We're doing okay. Wrex is doing okay. Garrus is the only one who does not have any life regeneration. That may have something to do with it. We're going through here. This is the place we're looking for. And before we do this, can we save right now? Because, well, this is actually... You'll see why. You'll see why.